Good evening, I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas. Opening round here. See if they go the full 12 tonight. Well, a lot of people were looking forward to this fight, and with very good reason. When you pit these two guys together, it should be a very good fight.
You don't have to look for either one of them. They are right. Love that.
If I'm the fighter with high stamina fighting a fast, speedy guy like this, and you're my trainer, what are some of the things I absolutely have to remember that you told me?
When you get on the inside, you better not make silent agreements and allow the faster guy to tie you up. You better be working, starting to take some gas out of his tank.
And Roy snaps off that lightning fast hook. Roy Jones Jr. stunned by a big shot. Bernard Hopkins' right hand scores well that time. Now here's a perfect example of where you can actually see confidence growing in a fight. He was able to stun his man in that last round, and you just get a sense that he's a bigger, better fighter than he was before.
I agree with you, Joe. It's the accumulation of damage that's starting to get to him right now.
Scores well to the head with the right hand. And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round, there he goes with the right hand again. Great hook to the head that time. Very nice work to the head. The right hand landed. So he decides to go downstairs early on, and I think he'll be happy with that decision later on.
Well, it tells you that he's a well-prepared fighter. His corner came in here with a good game plan. They understood what they had in front of him. A guy that's going to move a little bit. Start going downstairs, taking the air out of the tires, and later on, he'll be in front of you.
You need to move your head.
And round number 3 is underway. Very well done by both men to fire off those right hands. Roy Jones Jr. tagged by that powerful hook. Comes across with a hook up top. Hopkins' right hand did a nice job that time. That worked well for him. Coming to the halfway point of this 3rd round. Missed the body shot. Scored well up top. Oh, what a hook upstairs.
Keep moving, baby. Come on.
Final 10 seconds.
Focus.
Look at the accuracy with that hook upstairs. And we come to the end of the round. Round number 4 is underway. A chance to look at Teddy's scorecard. Been an even fight, but Teddy, that's what we expected. It was hard to really say one guy had a distinct advantage going into this fight.
No, exactly. One thing I'm a little surprised about, though, Joe, is on the inside. You know, both guys have been cooperating, kind of making solid agreements not to work. Whoever decides not to make those agreements, I think he's going to start pulling away a little bit.
Oh, and they decide to trade there. Fine fundamentals, good counterpunch. Return to sender. He gives him back one of his own. Headshot lands, was a hook. A well-placed left hand up top. Not hitting his mark there going upstairs. Back to the head he goes. And you see what he can do when he sends that right to the head. That's a fear. And now you see him scoring well with the right. We come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down, blue and red corner, what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
Good flush shot upstairs. Good, solid right hand lands. You can tell he's just looking to survive. Hopkins is holding his opponent right now, just hugging him.
Yeah, he's doing what he has to do. Look, they work on this in the gym, Joe. We look at all the things where you work on the pads, you work on the heavy bag, putting punches together, but you work on this on moments when you're in trouble and when you have to survive.
He gets away from one and then brings it home with his own. Bernard Hopkins' inability to get away from his opponent's left hand is so evident.
And it's going to stay that way if he doesn't change something. He needs to move the other direction, away from that punch.
Hopkins' recuperative powers are proving to be very strong right here. This is the start to the round he wanted to have. Oh! He is not in good shape. He could be on the deck in moments. Clearly hurt, but holding on.
He's hugging him like he just got home for Christmas.
Good-looking two-punch combo by Roy Jones. Blocks a shot and then does nicely to work on his own.
Nice.
Halfway through this round here. Crashes home a headshot after blocking his opponent. They both decide to bring it.
Come on, kid, focus.
Working our way towards the bell. Last 10 seconds of the sixth. So the round comes to its conclusion, and it's a round in which our man here, as he heads back, was really tagged pretty solid. So if you're the trainer in the corner, what's your approach?
Well, you know, that's a great question. My approach is that I have to remind him that he's on common ground. He's probably going to think he's in a place where he's never been before, but I'm going to remind him, hey, remember you got hurt in the gym? And then give him something to correct the problem. You know, tell him some technical things that he needs to hear.
Bernard Hopkins with some rare defensive flaws. His defense not tight, his hands not up, his movement not as good as we've seen it in the past. We've seen multiple shots come in on B-Hop. Bernard Hopkins is left, landing well. There's that hand speed of Roy Jones Jr. landing the hook. A little something of his own. Blocks a shot, brings back the uppercut. Wow, a big flush blow, the left hand by Roy Jones. Very accurate work with the hook there after fine defense.
Watch the hook.
And that's the end of round 7. Let's look at Teddy's scorecard here at the beginning of round number 8. One-sided on the scorecard, but not reality, Teddy. Not at all. He is damaged badly there. He may hit the floor. Good job on the outside by Roy. Able to score well. Hopkins is not looking so solid on his feet, and he's clinching. That's a smart veteran move. Give yourself a break.
Yeah, to be a top fighter, to be a champion someday, you have to sometimes put your pride over on the side. He's doing that right now. It's not about pride right now. It's about being smart and surviving.
90 seconds to go, halfway through round 8. Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. Jones has done a good job there offensively scoring with that left hand. How is he able to do this? How is he able to take these shots?
You know, one time Muhammad Ali talked about taking a chin. He had one of the great chins of all time. And what he basically talked about was that when you start to get hit those shots, you start to go down a hallway, and then you go into a gray room. You go from a light room to a gray room, and at the end of the hallway, you see a dark room. You don't want to go to that dark room. And you have a choice. You put your feet down, you start backing up. I'm not going to that dark room. This guy is not being taken to that dark room.
Back and forth they go, each man getting the best of it. The left hand coming into play by Roy Jones. He gets hit, but he gives it right back. Roy lands the hook. Up top with the quick hook. A good two-punch combo by Roy Jones. Roy Jones Jr., good block, nice counter shot. Bernard Hopkins is going to think about the next time he throws a punch because he just got hit by a good solid counter. How about that counter shot to the head? Zoning in on that gut combination punch downstairs. Comes right back with a big blow up top.
Get out of the way.
Roy Jones Jr. placing the hook there. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. Well, you can just mark down another round for him there with this accurate, precise punching. How does his opponent escape from that?
You got to use feints. You know, feints is really the Achilles heel to timing. I mean, you feint him when you throw his timing off. You let him think something's coming, and guess what? It's not coming.
His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him. Oh, he just misses with that headshot. And we've reached the halfway point of round 10. Blocks that belt line well. Jones is got speed and plenty of it. Teddy, still, I'd like to see him just bite down and fight a little more.
Yeah, you'd like to see him sit down a little bit, bend his legs a little bit, and make those punches a little more effective. Not just great where they look good.
And makes that nice right angle on that hook upstairs. And now he's targeting upstairs. Just 10 seconds to go in this round. A stabbing right hand by Roy Jones. And the bell rings, signifying the end of the round. I like the way he's looked all night, Teddy. As we sit here in round number 11, he has a huge advantage on the scorecards. You can tell that he was a primed, well-conditioned athlete coming into this. He's fresh.
Yeah, and he's not worrying about those blisters. Remember before the fight we were talking to him, and his cornerman, his trainer, had him doing all the chopping up the trees and everything with the hatchet, and he had those blisters all over his hands. He was complaining. He's not complaining right now. It's paying off for him.
Jones is putting his punches together now. That's a nice combination. One of the fastest punches in the game. You see how he just turns over that hook? That's a nice right hand that time by Roy Jones. Roy Jones Jr. is once again the target of a hook. Scores big with the hook to the head. Jones's opponent knows exactly what the game plan can be now. That counter punch landed with some success. Fine looking right hand by Roy Jones. And that's the end of round 11. Jones is in a position now where he should be able to bring home a win. If things stay the way they are, he's clearly headed towards a win.
Yeah, I have my head on my scorecard, but he has to make sure he doesn't, like in football, go into that defense. If he starts just moving, just staying away a little bit, now the things that were keeping his opponent from coming in that front door, well, guess what? They're not there no more. His opponent could get back into this fight.
That's a huge uppercut from Roy Jones Jr. Big uppercut right on the mark. Halfway through this 12th and final round. Hopkins has got a bad cut now that's opened up on his cheek. I like the way he went up top that time with the hook. Roy Jones Jr. is being very efficient right here. I mean, he's just picking his shots. His accuracy is through the roof.
Well, that's one of the talents, and your hope is a talent of a top fighter is his ability to pick his shots, to be calm enough to see the openings. He's seeing everything right now.
Last 10 seconds of the fight. Look at that. The hook came home with ease. That was a dominating performance tonight.
Yeah, this is one you would think there's no drama in the reading of the scorecards.
Let's hear those scorecards and send it up to the ring.
Your winner, Jones Jr.
Jones' dominating performance